Hello, and welcome to another Heart to Heart Talk with me. I'm John Kuert, interim pastor at Alpha Assembly in Clarion, Pennsylvania. And thanks for joining me for this rather unusual Saturday broadcast. I haven't been doing very much this past week with Heart to Heart, but that's because I've been busy preparing for my upcoming trip to Vietnam. As you can see on my hat, if you can read backwards, it's Ho Chi Minh City. And that's where my wife and I are going to be going in about 12, 13 days to have some pastors' conferences and a marriage seminar and to preach in some of the churches. And so we're very busy these days getting ready for all of that. So please excuse me and forgive me. But, you know, reaching out like this is a part of the Great Commission. You know, Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel. He said, start in Jerusalem, and then Judea, and then Samaria, then unto the uttermost parts of the earth. And what that means is that we are all to start where we are, in our Jerusalem. Now, I live in Sarver Freeport area. This is my Jerusalem. You might live in Clarion, that's your Jerusalem. So it starts there. The Great Commission is for all of us. It starts with your next door neighbor. You don't have to necessarily take a mission trip to the other side of the world. And Vietnam literally is around the other side of the world. It's about 7,000 miles to get there. And it's a long trip. But it's not just there that missions takes place. It's not just there that we reach out with the good news of Christ. It starts with our neighbor. It starts with a friend that you have, a relative, that we can say something. And you know, this coming weekend. This weekend is Pentecost Sunday. That's when the Holy Spirit was outpoured on the apostles and the disciples that just transformed them and made them into powerful ministers of the gospel. And we need that Holy Spirit. We need Him to work in us and on us and through us. That's my message outline for this Sunday. We need Him. And as we allow Him to work in us and do something new and fresh in us, I believe that we can touch others' lives. It might not be the masses, it might not be on the other side of the world, but some way, somehow, as each of us does our part, the world will be reached. And so I want to encourage you to take personally that great commission that Jesus said when He said, go into all the world and preach the gospel and make disciples in every nation. And I'm thankful that over the past 25 years or so, maybe even more than that, that I've been privileged to minister in probably over 40 countries. And I love doing that. And you might say, well, that's just not my cup of tea. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be your cup of tea. I enjoy doing that. And I feel that God put that desire in my heart. And so I go and I minister, and I've taken mission teams, construction teams, medical teams all over the world. And I'm thankful for the opportunity that I've been able to do that. And that's what the mission of the church is all about. It's just reaching the world and this world that we live in. I wouldn't want to just necessarily compare it to the world that the early apostles were in, because that was just as bad, if not worse, than our world today. But it doesn't matter how bad the world is. And surely, as we look around, our world is in bad shape. What matters is that we have the means, we have the power to go and change our world. And if each of us will do that and be obedient to the call that God puts on our lives, we will see the world a changed place. And surely our world needs change. I think, however, that even though we can do our best to reach out, it's going to take the Lord coming back, and I believe He's going to do that very, very soon. Well, I hope that you will understand that that's what the Holy Spirit is for. And on this Pentecost Sunday, it's not just about celebrating the Holy Spirit, but it's actually letting Him do a work in us and reaching out to this world through us. Well, again, thanks again for joining me on this heart-to-heart talk, and I hope that it challenges you to think and that you will pray about it and ask the Lord what you can do. And hope that you have a great weekend and a great week next week. Please pray for Sandy and I as we are preparing to get ready to go. And we will thank you for that. And we'll look forward to telling you all about it when we get back. Take care now, and God bless. Bye-bye.